Therapy Army, the sleet, the snow, the wind, it could not stop me. I had to go there and see it from my own eyes, look into those players' eyes and see if they have still got a fight in them after that absolute cowardly laydown at Anfield. I had to go. You know I hate the Europa League. You know how much I hate the Europa League. You all know. I had to go there tonight and witness it with my own eyes. I was never going to watch it on TV. I had to go and see it, even though I hate the Europa League. Look how wet I am. Look at this. Absolutely sleep going in my eyes. I had to cycle 2 miles an hour to get home against the wind, against all of that dangerous cycling. I had to cycle in the curve like a little kid. Crazy, crazy, absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh man, this club, these players do it to you. We let Betis off the hook tonight. I'm still not happy. Should have been 5 or 6. Still, let Betis off the hook tonight. We let Betis off the hook. We let Betis off the hook, seriously. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. But, hey, they had to react. We went there for the reaction, and they reacted tonight. And Bruno, second half, I thought he was brilliant. Tonight, he played a lot of deeper. He put him and Fred interchange. Fred was playing more as a number 10, high pressing, number 10 in the first half. Bruno more of everywhere in midfield. And the second half, Bruno just took the game away from them. But it could have been more. And maybe he could have got sent off as well. Some people are saying his tackle was a bit naughty. But it is what it is, people. It is what it is. It's what it is. To me, they turned up. So it is what it is. Jarvis, I've sent the link to you. Tom, I've sent the link. I'll send you the link as well if you guys want to jump on. Honestly, I'm wet. I'm not even took my coat off. I'm soaking. But it is what it is, people. It is what it is. I've lost my voice because I thought the media went in on the players a bit too much. You know what I mean? The pile on. I think some of the media might be scared that Man United might be back in a certain way, obviously, so they're going and piling on. Elliott Group investment willing to provide funding for the club rather than buy into itself. It's at Old Trafford tonight, BBC. Elliott Investment Group who are willing to provide funding around the club rather than buy into the club itself. Well, we know what they do, innit? You know, they're going to ruin Man United if they ever get involved. But big up, Claire. Big up to all of you. Big up to all of you. Let me get out of these clothes. Honestly, I would do this. If you live in Manchester tonight, the weather was disturbing. I'm talking about freezing weather, and I'm talking about like just honestly, I've never had so much sleep in my eyes in my life, Tom. So much sleep. But I had to go. And I had to exercise the demons from Sunday. I had to exercise it. I've lost my voice, Tom. You can hear it. But big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I'm soaking wet. Oh, God. Go ahead, Tom. Talk to me. How did you see the game?
Listen, it was a game that we knew coming into it. We needed a reaction. We needed a response. And from what we'd learned from the Liverpool game in the first half, I thought in the Liverpool game, obviously, there was a bit more resistance, should we say, with them. With Real Betis, it was more a case
you cut out, Tom. Just repeat
we
that
got
bit
the
again,
chances that we
cut
had.
out.
They had a couple more chances, albeit. Right, I'm just saying, yeah, with the parts of it, I just think in the beginning of the game, it set up well for us in the way that we started. I think in the first sort of 5 to 10 minutes of the game, we was on top. We was the home team at the end of the day, which we haven't seen in a lot of games recently anyway. And in that first half, we was productive. We got the early goal, and we always say you get the first goal in the game, it will give us the momentum. And especially at Old Trafford, I think there's like a ridiculous stat when we go into a game and stuff. And I just think when we go into a game and we get the first goal, predominantly it sets us in good stead for the rest of the game because we do have that level of morale there in the squad. And I think Rashford, the way he took the goal as well, thunders it in. And listen, statistically, Real Betis weren't brilliant. I'll be real and honest with you. And I do think that they were there for the taking, especially in the second half. I know the first half, obviously, they got the equaliser. There's controversial about handball and things like that. But listen, it happens, and especially in Europe, those sort of things they get slidden away, don't they? At the end of the day, and it's more predominant that decisions go against you in Europe than go for you, as we've seen in the Europa League with us this season. We saw the Sociedad game with Martinez with that penalty. We saw today, and we saw in Barcelona. The officiating isn't great in Europe. We know that already, so it's no surprise there. But I just think at the end of the day, it gives us that security and it gives us that balance for what we did in the game today. I thought it was very productive for a lot of the players, and being perfectly honest. I think in the second half, especially, Wan-Bissaka coming on, I think, changed the game because I think the way that he was more predominant, and to be honest, I think the jury's out now for me anyway. I think Anthony and Wan-Bissaka complement each other a lot more than Delo and Anthony do for me personally, because I've seen even in the 45-minute cameos that either or of them have made with Anthony on the right wing, I just think that with how Anthony's game is, I think it suits to have someone like a Wan-Bissaka who's going to be always that sense of security behind him. And by doing so, Anthony's eligible to then hold onto the ball when he's up the field and things like that. And listen, the Anthony wonder goal. I mean, what a goal! The goalkeeper. I mean, he didn't even bother diving for it in the end of it, did he? When you bend it in that sort of shape and you get the shape on the ball and the curl as well. Again, another set piece goal as well. Bruno, brilliant set piece, peeling off from the front post, header, bang. It doesn't have to be perfect in the corner. Get the pace and get the power on it. And listen, if the goalkeeper takes it over the line with him or can't keep it out, so be it. Doesn't matter how you get the goal, so long as you get the ball over the line, you get a goal on the board. And then I think for me, Weghorst, I think in this game, he's a player who he works his socks off in every single game, and he doesn't normally get the credit for what he gets. And I think he's been, praying for that Old Trafford goal, and he finally got it. And I think for him as well, as a personal boost, I think that's brilliant for him personally because he's been. You can see that he tries. That's the thing. And do you know what's ironic, Ruben? We always talk about with our team that we don't pump enough balls in the box. We don't cross into the box enough for the target that we have in there in Weghorst. I think in the first half, especially, the amount of balls that we put in the box for him, I think we'd put more balls in the box in that game alone, probably more so than we have in the last 2 months. And yeah, he was offside in some scenarios and things, but at the end of the day, I think I wouldn't say it's tied, done and dusted because away from home, I still think we're sketchy. But there was chances where we could have easily smashed that game off and we could have killed the tie off. The Anthony chance was clear through. He has 3 players to his left hand side that he doesn't decide to choose in any case, just to pass it to for an easy tap in. I just think things like that we need to improve on and tweak it, because if we do tweak it in that game, it's an easy goal at the end of the day, and you kill the tie off. You can go to Spain with a 4-goal advantage, and you can probably rest players, and it gives us that security at the end of the day. I think as well, Casemiro, I think he's learned disciplinary wise, because if he got a yellow card today, he would have been suspended for the second leg. So disciplinary wise, I think he managed Casemiro well in the game, where he didn't make too much rash decisions or anything like that. And De Gea, listen, I don't know, because I heard what you said with Saeed. You came up with a tie, didn't you, about the wind? But I don't know with De Gea.
Listen, all I know is that it usually takes me 10 minutes to get home. And I got home. It took me about 25 minutes, half an hour almost to get home.
Wow, it's crazy. It's crazy how the weather works sometimes.
Honestly, the sleet is in my eyes.
I just think, though, I don't know with De Gea, because for what he gives you as your shot stopper, I just don't think Ten Hag's going to stick with him long term. He's been a long-term servant, but listen, I just think you need that. You need that goalkeeper who can play with his feet and can take that risk where he's getting pressed with a player and potentially just ball roll the player and then send it forward. We need an outball from goalkeeper. And I know it's something that people have been debating about for years. And listen, I'm one of David De Gea's biggest fans. But I just think he's a good goalkeeper, but he's been, how can I say, he's been replaced in modern day football because he's not been coached in the right way and he's not predominantly a ball-playing goalkeeper. He's not. There is ball-playing goalkeepers out there that you can get on the market now. Like, we speak a lot highly of David Raya at Brentford, for example. We speak highly of Robert Sanchez, for example, at Brighton. And you look at those two clubs in the way that they can play out from the back, and that option gives them an extra option going forward as well. You look at Edison's influence at City. He can almost play a pass and they're in the other half. Same thing with Alisson. And I just think with all our biggest rivals, they have that goalkeeper who can do that. Arsenal have it with Ramsdale. And I just think that there is the precedent there that I do think we need to look for somebody to take over from David De Gea. But I think in the long term, I think Ten Hag is going to look at that. It might not be a priority right now, because I think as much as I say to myself that I love Wout Weghorst, he is only going to be here till the end of the season. I don't think we will keep him on personally. And if we do have that clinical number 9 who can make the runs in behind and can get on the end of headers and crosses and things like that, I think we would have probably beat Betis with the amount of crosses that we put in the box and the way that we were cutting through them like a hot knife through butter. Like, I just think the way that we were just patterning through them, if we had a clinical goal scorer who was a fox in the box, like if Harry Kane, for example, just hypothetically, you take him out of that Spurs team and you put him into this game tonight instead of the AC Milan game, he would have got at least at very minimum, a goal, is what I would have looked at anyway. But I just think we need to look at, the positives of the game, and it was a great response. Like Jarvis says, it was a great response from the players. I think Erik ten Hag has got that influence back in the squad, and it puts us in good stead and momentum for the Southampton game. But like you always say, Nurdin, and like I always agree with you, it's only Europa League. So we have to stay contained and we have to stay, level-headed in that case. Pellegrini as well, I think, just to mention last, I think brilliant contribution coming off. He's very he's almost, how can I say, he's like Garnacho, but he doesn't have the clinical instinct. He's more of as soon as he beats a man, he looks for the cross, as opposed to he'll beat a man and he'll look to go all in like a Garnacho does. And I think, especially with our young players, like you look at those players that we've, scouted over the last couple of years. Garnacho was one of them, bringing him through the academy and everything. Ahmad, who's having a brilliant season at Sunderland. Pellegrini as well, who they came in the same window at the end of the day. And I just think our recruitment in that sort of department, I think it is starting to pay off a little bit. But at the end of the day, I think Erik ten Hag will look at these players and think, if I can work with them and I can actually develop them over time, they might come good. But yeah, like you're saying, we do need more quality.
And so we need more quality, but I just want
get that.
Pellegrini. I want Pellegrini to get 6 games in a row. I need him to get more games. Jarvis, I've sent you the link. I know he's late over there. If you want to jump on, you can see I've lost my voice. I went and did my duty as a United fan. I supported them when they're at their lowest. I shouted down there, and we got a reaction. But there's apparently breaking news tonight. Tom, talk about it. Apparently, the Glazers are now staying. What I always suspected, according to reports, according to Simon Stone.
Where's this?
Simon Stone. Have a look, Simon Stone. Apparently, the Elliott Group were in the stadium tonight.
Oh, yeah. I know the Elliott Group were there in the stadium tonight. Well, the actual executives, but they was looking over it. But at the end of the day, I don't look at the sale thing anyway, Nuruddin, and think that there's not been a decision made at this point in time, because they would not have put Sheikh Yassim and Ratcliffe through to a second phase. And if these people were having the slightest inkling that the Glazer family were looking at pulling the plug on the whole sale or even the prospect of it, they would just pull their bids away anyway. All I see this is it's a battle of PR. You have what happened today where you have Sheikh Yassim or somebody's been briefed about Qatar saying that they look at pulling the plug on the whole pricing and everything. And then the Glazer family just come out with, the next bit of a bite back at them as a PR battle as to, right, well, we don't want to sell unless it's £6 billion and, blowing around figures like that. Well, at the end of the day, I look at it and think, well, the Elliott Group, if they're willing to give the Glazer family to whatever money it takes to invest in the club, I think they'd be willing to invest in an individual to buy the club and do what Clear Lake Capital did with Todd Bowley. Like, in the beginning of that process with those two parties, Nuruddin, let me just explain it anyway for people that don't know, sorry. When Chelsea was actually up for sale, Todd Bowley and Clear Lake Capital were not connected when they first went into that process. But by the end of it, they were connected at the end of it, and they bought the football club as a collective together. Clear Lake bought the football club itself. Todd Bowley and the billionaires invested the money into the football club. That's how that partnership sort of worked. So this thing with the Elliott Group might not want to sell. I don't buy it personally because you just wouldn't put people through to a next phase. Say that you're going to plan all these meetings and everything in Manchester at Old Trafford with all these different groups. If you were pulling the plug on it now, you just wouldn't. And it's not a good timing to do it anyway, mid-season. And like I said, like I've already said previously, and just the last comment on it anyway, because we're to talk about Real Betis, is if they were looking at bailing out of this football club now, the share price, they've absolutely ruined any chance that they would ever have of getting a decent offer for Man United. Because if they pull the plug now, Nuruddin, on all of this, that share price is going to go way down. Way, way, way down. And I don't think they'll ever get it as high as anywhere near the figures that they're wanting of £5-6 billion at the end of the day. So when you look at the share price and you look at the whole thing, like they came out today and said that they're looking at taking the football club private and they're looking at coming off the stock exchange and things like that. And I'm thinking, where the blinking hell are you going to find the financing to buy out all of those shareholders when you couldn't even buy out your siblings? Like, it doesn't make any sense at all. Not that, and that's just my view of looking at it, and from what I know anyway. And for what I know, the bidders have been put through Sheikh Yassim, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and an unknown consortium group. It's very clearly he's looking like it's from America. I have an inkling as who it might be, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But the Elliott Group, and I was just said this last point anyway, Nuruddin, the Elliott Group would not look at investing in Man United if they couldn't see one thing at the end of it, and what's that? Profits. And the Glazer family have not found a lot of profits in the last 2 years, have they, if we're being realistic? Because there isn't anything left to take at the end of the day. And the Elliott Group are not going to invest money in the Glazer family for them just to take it out. So I just think it's a match made in hell. Not heaven, hell. When you look at that sort of outlook of it. But what do you think, Nuruddin? What are you thinking of that?
Listen, it's interesting what you said. I mean, I don't know. I think they're playing games. I know that for 100%. I made up my mind about a month ago that the Glazers were playing games. So we'll just have to wait and see. But let's get back into the game. Listen, there's nearly 200 of you in here. Please smash a like on the video. It costs you absolutely nothing. I've lost my voice. I went there to represent Therapy Army tonight in that stadium. You all know how much I hate the Europa League. But if it was the League Cup, if it was charity shoot, I don't care whatever game it was. After the humiliation, I just had to go and see it and assess things for myself. And I thought, on the whole, tonight, Betis scored from their second shot. They scored a goal in the whole game in that first half. I thought we started up brightly. I thought it should have been 2 or 3-0 in that first half, or 2 or 3-1. Sorry, a 3-1 at least in that first half. Second half, United just put the gears on, and I think it should have been 5. We should have at least scored 5. We had enough chances to score 5 on 6 tonight. So for me, I got a message for Pellegrini. Pellegrini, sir, come sta? Come sta? Me llamo Nuruddin, Mr. Structure. You were laughing at us yesterday in the press conference. I'm a City fan. I don't feel bad for Manchester United. Well, you know what? Your boys held 4. Should have held 5, 6. You're not laughing now, are you? Where are you? Where are you? You're laughing now. Are you laughing? Absolute disgrace. Try to banter us. Know who you are, mate. Know who you are. Know where you are playing at, mate. Absolute. You know, if it was tonight, all I had to do, Tom, is just show Pellegrini laughing in the press conference at Man United. That's all I had to do. Absolute muppet. Absolute muppet. You're not laughing now, are you? You're not laughing now. Big up to the Betis fans. They were tremendous in the way they were singing, but some of them got into it with the police, and it turned ugly. I just hope they're all right. I'm never against football fans. I hate it when police start fighting football fans and it starts going off. I couldn't see from where I was sitting, but at the end of the day, I thought they represented their club. They were loud. They were peaceful in Manchester today. It's just in the stadium. It went off, and I don't know what happened. But please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, people. So Tom, have a look for me. I think we're 200 or 150 short of 7,000. So have a look. Please smash a like. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button. But Pellegrini, we're laughing now. Ha 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 ha. We're laughing now. Hey, that's what we're doing. I know the tie's not over, but you came to Old Trafford and you gave a press conference laughing at Man United. No, mate. No chance. You're not doing that. You're not doing that, mate.
We are 270 off.
270 off. There you go, people. Let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go. What do you think of Anthony? I'll ask Tom the question, actually. Go ahead, Tom. What did...
Yeah, I think with Anthony, it's a strange one because you just don't know what you're going to get on the day. At the end of the day is what I think with Anthony. And that's what I'm saying with the partnership that I think he's better with and better suited to build with Wan-Bissaka, because I just think Anthony suits having that player who's got that defensive security where it gives him that maintenance where Anthony's a good player of tracking back, but I just think that the security that Wan-Bissaka can give him, it's a case of he's got the defensive work rate, but also he's brushed up his game in terms of he's an unorthodox player to play against, and his style, it's not like, how can I say, it shouldn't work in the system that we try and play, but it does. And that's just the weird inkling that I have with that. And I think with Anthony as a player, I do like him. I think personally, and yes, it is a criticism of him, I do think he needs to cut out a lot of the showboating, if I'm being completely honest, because I think when you do all the showboating and everything, you need to be doing that when you're winning a game 3-4-0, not like when you're only a goal up or you know, things like that. I think he's got a good sense of gravity. And you know something? When he actually runs at a player, I do think he puts a little bit of fear into them, because I think when that player thinks, oh, you know, he's one of those trickster sort of players, when he does he can do a magical work and this, that, the other. But the thing with Anthony that I saw at Ajax and things like that was when he has a proper number 9 to aim for in the box, who's mobile and has those sort of 18, who's a master of the 18-yard box, he's very good at pinpointing a cross on somebody's head. Like we look at the first half when balls were coming in the box for Weghorst, and I just think when you look at things like that with Anthony, I think when he's got somebody to play with into the box, similar with Sancho when he had that partnership with Haaland, where when you've got that player who you can aim for in the box and you've got a target to look at, who's mobile and who's unique in that sense and a master of the 18-yard box, I just think it's going to improve his game, because Anthony, apart from cutting inside on his left foot in an attacking sense, he doesn't really have a lot more that he can do, because I just think there's that missing piece in the puzzle. And I think if we get that number 9 in the summer, potentially, then I think we can see a lot more of contributions, especially from assists from Anthony, in terms of what he can do in the build-up. But I just think when we look at Anthony's game as a whole, he's come in, you know, he's adapting to the league. He had a bit of an incident around the Christmas period where he had a car accident and things like that. And mentally and psychologically, already admitted he wasn't in the right place and stuff. But on the whole, I just think that we need to give this player time. I mean, we've given enough players, enough chances, enough time at the end of the day when we've given criticism to others. So I do think Anthony needs to be given that chance and that bit of time with him. And listen, he's barely even been here a year. So I just think give him that chance, give him that opportunity and time. And upon getting maybe more quality players in the attacking third and a world-class number 9 to work off of and build a partnership with, I think we can see a lot more of his game that will come out influentially.
Yeah, big up, Tom. Big up. Bombaye, welcome. Jarvis, welcome. I've lost my voice. I went there tonight. I wanted to look at the players directly in the eye after what happened, the humiliation on Sunday. And you know what? I saw the fight. I saw the fight, especially the second half. First 20 minutes in the first half, I saw it. And then the game became even after Betis got the equalizer. And then Bruno, to be fair to him, I thought he worked his socks off tonight. And I thought he took his goal really well. And he popped up in so many different positions. He's definitely not on the left anymore. Do not ever play Bruno on the effing left anymore, Ten Hag. Well, I'll go to you, Bumbaye. How did you see the game? And then I'll go to Jarvis. Big up to you both.
Do you know what? Do you want to do Jarvis first? I'm just boiling the kettle.
Go ahead, Jarvis. Talk to me, Jarvis. What did you think of the game watching that, brother?
Evening, guys. I'm very happy with the response. You know, the players really gave their all, and we created a immense amount of chances. So we couldn't have asked for more. Like 4-1, that's okay. It's game over. We can go to the other game, away game, and just play the reserves, even if you like, and relax. So this was a blessing. Yes, I'm happy. And to be honest, one of my favorite players of this game was Wout Weghorst, or Workhorse, or what you call him. And he was really good. He was working so hard. He's like a marathon runner, you know. He's like Mo Farah on the last lap. He never stops. So he's fantastic. And to play defender against him must be dreadful, you know. He never stops. He always comes at you. He's like, I don't know how tall he is, 195 centimeters. What's that, 6 foot something? and Pellegrini, of course, he came in, and the way he runs with the ball, it's phenomenal. You know, he's like Messi sometimes. Yeah. Enjoy your lunch.
Honestly, I'm so hungry, man. Had a busy day. Went straight to the game. Big up, James. James says, good evening, Reds. Happy Reds again. Normal service resumed. Yeah, for us, yeah. Go ahead, Jarvis. Talk to me about Pellegrini. He's got the low sense of gravity, like Messi, innit? The low sense of gravity. Get away from people quickly, yeah.
He reminds me of Messi in a lot of ways, the way he moves with the ball. You know, he has a low center of gravity, as you say, and he has speed. He has incredible pace with the ball, and he's in balance, and he has close control with the ball. So as you said earlier, I would like him to have a run of games, like 4 or 5 games, to see what's in him. How good can he be? You know, Barcelona plays Gavi and Pedri, and they are like 18 and 20 years old, and they are already established stars. So I don't see anything stopping him. He's good enough, in my opinion. But we need to see him in many more games, and see how he performs. Yeah.
Mumbai, have you got your copper yet? He's still getting his copper too.
Yeah.
What do you think about Bruno? What do you think, Jarvis? What do you think about Bruno's performance tonight?
Yeah, Bruno. He has been so unfairly criticized now the last week. You know, he had one bad game, and suddenly everybody's on his neck, and he replies with the performance as he did today. Maybe not man of the match, but I will definitely give him an 8. So he was really good.
Bumbaye, talk to me about the game. What did you think about the game tonight? I lost my voice. I've done my bit. I went there. You see how the sleet and snow. You were at the game as well, weren't you?
I was there tonight, yes.
Talk to me. How was it to be in the stadium? How was it to see it? Where were you sitting?
You know me, I'm not sure. But it was a really nice view, like a triangular view. We were in the 99 lounge, so you work it out. E4 entrance.
Yeah.
So, man, this evening was, I think, you know, take my hat off. Good evening, Jarvis. Nice to finally, see you on the podcast. Usually good comments. Ton makes some good points, and Jarvis finished off with some really good points that I concur with. For me, tonight's game was, I wanted to find out something after quite a heavy defeat. What are we like? Are we resilient? Is Ten Hag going to do his job by putting things in perspective and saying, look, that result it doesn't matter. That's for them. The way that this result goes away is we win tonight, we win against Southampton, we get back on track and focus on what we're doing. The boys' first half, it was a little bit of a bitty game, but I thought second half was much, much improved. And the boys did exactly what I wanted and more this evening. It's a very good result. The job is done.
Please react to James Bond. He's a massive City fan. Respond to this. Respond to this comment that he made.
No, I think if you don't have that kind of Man United, then you can't have the kind of Man United that we all want. That has to be a part of our repertoire, because you can't always play vintage. Sometimes games are going to be won and lost by that, by the stuff that are not sexy in football. Listen, we have to come together. It's not going well. We have to go back to basics. You have to fight for it. You have to feed off each other. So these are integral to being a team. And I think that's come to Man United. We seem like a family again. Players at the very least, they all seem like they are wanting to play. Everybody is putting in a shift. Even that was something that we didn't always have previously. So from the perspective of what I was asking for, the boys, well done. They did it with aplomb tonight. I thought everybody played their part. Once the whistle blew and you think back at it, yeah, there was moments in the game where you think, come on, up your game. But after 90 minutes, I think everybody played their part. And for me, guys, I don't understand. I'm falling in love with Wout Weghorst. I don't know. I don't have a problem with signing him, but we have to sign an Osimhen or another striker. But I promise you, this guy sets the tempo. He's the most unselfish and one of the hardest working players. And tonight, not only did he do his work, people say when he's doing his work, he's not where he should be. Could have had a couple of goals tonight, even in the last game, before the last game. And he's deserved that goal a while ago. So I was really happy for him. I thought he was brilliant this evening. I thought Wan-Bissaka made a really good change to the game. And Anthony, I think Tom is right. I wanted to start Wan-Bissaka against Liverpool, to be honest with you. There's some really good passages of play with Anthony. There was a passage where he did a 1-2 and another 1-2. Bruno got involved. Anthony's through and just dinks it over the bar. So yeah, everybody was good. Martinez caught my eye a lot, man. He's so composed and calm on that ball. There was a few times he's, got two men around him. He gets out of trouble. So really good. Back to normality, which is very important after what happened. And they just move forward now.
Yeah, big up everybody, man. Please smash a like on the video. There's over 200 of you in here comfortably. Smash a like. Big up Alien Tenno. I don't know if you were there tonight. Yeah, definitely. Bruno's second half was a lot better. We have so much potential, I believe we've got.
Did you notice tonight, Bruno, man? Two things. The fans tonight, they gave a lot of love to Bruno tonight. That was a lot constantly. His name was ringing out.
Don't be surprised because that's what we do.
No, it's. I'm not surprised.
Listen, we look after our own. Man United are known for looking after their own. If any player criticism, the fans in the stadium, we all have to go behind them. We can criticize them afterwards, before the game, but once the game kicks off, everybody's behind the players. That's what being United fan is. It's a Sikh mentality that Fergie drummed into us all those years.
When they said, if you want the Glazers out, stand up, I don't think I've seen one single person sat down tonight.
No. You don't see that. Yeah, you don't see that.
Do you know what I'd like to say? No, go on, Adrian.
Go ahead, Tom.
No, I was just going to say, one thing that I didn't mind tonight, though, especially with BT, when they actually pan the cameras to the stands and things like that, they show the banners on television. Like you see where it clearly states Glazers out and full sale option only. But when you have other broadcasters, and I will call them out, Sky Sports, for example, they don't do these things. But when it was the Liverpool game, I saw the Liverpool plane fly over with the banner saying Klopp in and FSG out. But if Man United, anything happened orientated around that with the Glazer family, you don't see it. Same thing at Wembley. You went to Wembley, there was loads of Manchester United fans that I knew from supporters groups anyway, that went there with banners. They tied them and attached them to the actual seating areas at Wembley, and they told them to take them down, or the security were taking them down anyway. And I just think it's scandalous at the end of the day. And when hopefully in the end of all this, the option comes, because this manager at the end of the day is having to work wonders with his hands tied behind his back. And you know something? He's looked at a couple of those young players and he's thought, you know what, if I can give them cameos for like 10, 15 minutes or something, I'm gonna. And he's having to use what he's got. And what you said earlier, Nuruddin, where we do need more quality, yes, but you can't get any more quality because he doesn't have a budget at this time. And even going to the summer, I'm sure Eric Ten Hag's sat there scratching his head thinking, what have I even got to work with? You know, do I have to work with a constraint of maybe only 150 million with the Glaze family? Do I have a budget with Qatar, Sir Jim? Who do I have a budget with? And he's in the dark as much as United fans are in this case. And nobody knows at the end of the day what he is going to have at his disposal and uses to actually use. And when you're trying to plan or rebuild, it's not exactly great, is it? When you look at it on the basis of it, because we know what we need. Like, if we have a goal scorer today, and you already stated without a world-class goal scorer, we should have hit them for 7 or 8 even tonight. It should have been a cricket game, not a football match. But a clinical goal scorer sticks probably a hat-trick in what Wout Weghorst couldn't do in some of those chances. A clinical goal scorer, they smashed the ball in the net 3 times tonight, I think, anyway. You take Harry Kane from the Milan game and put him into this game, he probably gets a hat-trick. You take Osimhen, you take whoever. And I just think when you add somebody of that sort of mould, it inspires other players. And that's why I think Garnacho, to have somebody to actually work off of, would be a good thing. Same thing with Pellegrini. When we've said that he has that, he can put that acceleration and that injection of pace and then pick somebody out in the box, it works well for us. And same thing with Antony. And that's one of the reasons when you look at Antony and Sancho, where people say, I've already written them off before they've even worked under any proper coaching or guidance at this football club or hardly been here, they haven't got anybody to work with. They haven't had that long-term option. And even at Man United, when was the last time that we had a long-term striking option that was here for like 5 years or more? But you're going back as far as Rooney. Like, Rooney, Van Persie.
It was Lukaku, but it didn't work out, did it?
Lukaku, but it didn't work out, no. And I think when they've burnt their fingers once and they spent that much money on somebody like Lukaku and it didn't work out, I just think that the owners or the footballing sporting department scouting network are looking at that and thinking, well, we're under pressure to sign somebody of world-class quality, but I just don't think they have an ideal person that's who they 100% want. Like, I don't think they have that sort of the same passion that they had to go and 100% get Frankie de Jong, who was our main midfield target. I don't think they have that same idea of who they want at centre forward, because we keep getting conflicting names. One day it's Harry Kane, next day it's Osimhen, next day it's Gonzalo Ramos. You know, next day it's he's going to convert Rashford there and buy a left winger.
No, we need
we just don't know what. This is the problem, though. There isn't a clear plan of what we're doing at the end of the day.
You know what? This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Just like the supposed sale, we're going to have to wait and see. But big up, just going back to the game, Jarvis. Who was your best player of the game today? Who do you think was your best player?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Wout Weghorst was one of my favorites, but one of the most influential players was probably Van Bissaka. When he came in, we established our right side was the best side today, and going back to things, you know, that disappointed me of the game today was 2 players. That was De Gea and Dalot, and Dalot. He didn't show a response that I wanted. He had a bad game against Liverpool and now a second bad game. So for me, I don't know what happened to him. If he's still injured or if he just needs time to get in shape and match form again. But he was incredible before the World Cup, and now he's like average back to last year kind of player. So For me,
he's lost his intensity, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
lost
yeah,
the intensity and aggression that he was playing with before he got injured.
Yeah. So for me now, Ten Hag has to definitely make Wan-Bissaka the first choice right back, in my opinion, and play him as often as he can. Even going forward, Bissaka is better. So him and the other player that disappointed me was, of course, David De Gea. His distribution with the ball, it's terrible, but I don't know. He looks shaken. His confidence looks shaken.
He looked nervous,
Yeah.
didn't he, tonight?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it happened during the Liverpool game or if it's something, because he's been like this. He's been incredible, like unstoppable at times, but suddenly it just shuts off. And we have seen it before. And now I feel we see the old De Gea when he shuts off.
He didn't have that much to do tonight, to be fair. He didn't have that much to do. He didn't make any saves, really. But his distribution was shocking. It almost kind of like he was passing to this invisible United player.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who are you passing to? Well, I won't mind. There was other passing lanes open. All he had to do was open his body up, look, and then pass the ball.
But the thing is, Nuruddin, the thing is, it's his body language. You see him all the time. He looks down, like adjusting his shin pads and socks and stuff like that. He doesn't look up. He doesn't know what goes around him. So I think it's a confidence problem.
Yeah. Listen, Bumbaya, who was your best player and who were the worst players on that football pitch tonight?
Tonight, a couple of players that didn't shine was De Gea. The distribution, I think David De Gea's distribution is a little bit underrated, personally. I think when, he's all right at distributing, but I didn't think tonight he was good, and he did look shaky. The body language wasn't on this evening. Dalot again wasn't good, and Wan-Bissaka did change the game. I thought Wan-Bissaka was brilliant this evening. I really like Anthony's performance tonight. Great goal.
Oh, he was a bit greedy though. He should have passed across a couple of times, and you know what?
I think
Workers
Anthony.
I thought he took his goal really well. It's a brilliant goal. Brilliant goal.
He has that. That left foot of Anthony's is sweet. I realized that against Man City. That goal is special. And he has that in his locker. When you look at him for Ajax as well, he likes to cut inside and do it. But that's the first time I personally have seen him play when him and Rashford switched. He put a beautiful ball in, but there's just nobody there. So maybe that is also a shout going forward, because it's natural to get a ball in with your left foot instead of cutting in. It gives you a different kind of delivery. So I think that's something to think about. But in the main, I think Anthony, he does, the ball to Rashford is not great. It's slightly off when Rashford went to shoot first time. He's just got to stop overcooking it that little bit and just get that end product in. But to be honest, he kept going, he kept running, he kept doing his business. He's courageous. And his industry and his work is very good. He's very good. I can't say no. I thought Casemiro was a little bit below par for me at times tonight, which was surprising. I thought Weghorst was brilliant. I can't honestly, the work that he does and the contributions that he's making to the team, given where we are in our process, is invaluable. And if this guy seems like he's really fighting for a future here, and if he does get something, an extension, we sign him, whatever it is, it'll be on merit. He'll deserve it. And Martinez for me tonight was wonderful. Really,
you know what?
Performance.
Did you see tonight by how press resistant he is when you're at the game? You see the positions, you're always available for the ball. Tonight, there was a bit of skill where two players really came, because they're very good at pressing you in central areas, especially the centre back. And he skipped, it's about 3 times he did it in the game, where he dropped the shoulder, did a step over, and then got away from them and then opened up the play for us. I thought at times he was fantastic. And I thought Varane was really good as well, to be fair. They didn't have anything. Of course, they're missing their 2 best players. One of them is out for the season, for Kia, and the other guy is injured, so we don't know if he's going to be back for the second leg. But at the end of the day, in the first half, I was thinking, damn, we're still, this team, what they did would become very unsure about them. And there was parts in that, Jarvis, that we were thinking, uh-oh. And there was a goal. If Betis would have scored that, it hit the post. Did you see that?
Yeah.
That chance, if that goes in, I was thinking if that was to go in, their confidence will drop and we'll get hammered again. Honestly, I was thinking about that. I was thanking the universe, thanking the gods, like, thank God that ball didn't go in, because I was thinking, oh my God, if they go 2-1 up, they might just sit back and counter us all day. But
Fred, I thought, you know what, Fred as well got about tonight. He got stuck in. He did okay.
Some of the passing was terrible, though. Some of the passing.
I think first half it was a bit all over the place. It's kind of this year we've had not so good first halves. They seem to go in, they get the Ten Hag treatment, and then we get a different team second half. We had that, but I thought he got stuck in tonight. He shut them down reasonably well. Not a phenomenal game, but he stood up and was counted. So I give him some props.
Yeah. What did you think about that chance? How did that chance look on TV? Because I was on the other side of the ground, but all I saw the ball loop and hit the post. My heart was in my mouth, Jarvis. What were you thinking about that? Around that time, Betis looked like they were finishing the half the better team.
Yeah, it's a game of fine margins, So if that goal go in, we will be down 2-1, and the players would be shaky. So, but luckily, it didn't go in. So, and the players came out in the second half and gave it all. So I think we created like 19 shots inside the box or something. So that's incredible. I think I haven't seen stats like that since Fergie's time. To be real, they were really producing chances, and Weghorst, he just took the air out of the center backs to Betis. They were just, I don't know what happened to them, but they were tired of keeping up. He was constantly in their face.
Yeah, 100%. So Bombay, who did you say? Martinez was brilliant. Workhorse was brilliant. Bruno, did you think Bruno second half? I thought he was everywhere. I thought at times he was looking so deep to get the ball, to get on the ball. You know what I mean? I thought that at times him and Fred, the way they swapped places at times, I thought tactically that was really good. But one thing is for sure, Bruno is not on the right. He's not on the left. Definitely, you can never play Bruno on the left ever again. Never again, honestly.
Yeah, I think I concur, man. One bad game, everybody wants to scapegoat a player. Like I said on the last podcast, you know what? Sometimes you do get pissed off. You can't just smile and do the right things and go through it, convoluted. Sometimes he's an emotional player, but what I love about him is you talk about he has played 3 or 4 different positions for us. Sometimes we've been surprised when we saw him against City on the right, but it worked. I think it was against City. Really good on the left. He's a selfless player, but what I like about him is he's a really hard worker all round. He works hard. He really wants to win, and he's always wanting the ball. He doesn't go and hide and shy away. It's not going right. He will keep trying. He will keep doing it. And I love this player. And for me, there's no better captain. That's my opinion. I think he's the perfect captain for us. So shout out to him. He was very good as well tonight.
Yeah, right. Let's just do the player ratings. Big up Tom. Probably his battery died. He'll be back. That 6 million will be the bidder. We'll see how it is. Bruno, free spirit, let him roam. Hurt opponents with goals and assists. Yeah, big up Peter Griffin. Blame the Glazers. Says blame the Glazers. The reason why we're like this, 100%. Can we see a Saudi Arabian bidder? I don't know about that. They own Newcastle. Right, so let's start with David De Gea. David De Gea, for me, gets, with a distribution, he gets I'll give him a 5. Below average. What are you giving him, Jarvis?
Well,
a 4? You're going to give him a 4.5?
I was on the other channel earlier tonight, and I gave him a 4. So,
okay.
So, but I'm not hating on him. I
No,
like him,
no.
and,
He's judging tonight's performance, just
yeah,
tonight.
yeah.
Right.
But to be
Oh,
fair,
four.
I like David De Gea, but his distribution could be better.
Yeah.
He's not perfect.
Yeah, big up Raymond Price. To be honest, Anthony was average tonight. He scored because the young Betis defender showed him onto his left foot. No, excellent execution by Anthony, though. Yeah, 100%. So, guys, De Gea had a 4. We're gonna come to Pellegrini. I thought it was honestly that last 10 minutes that he had. I thought he was terrific. He was amazing. I absolutely loved his performance, and he has to gain more chances. I think 100%. 5. Somebody says 4.5. Some people. Bumbayo, what are you giving De Gea?
I'd go with a 5.
Okay, 5. Diego Dalot. I'm giving him a 4.5. Jarvis, what are you giving him?
No, I give him a 5.
A 5. Bumbayo.
I'll give him a 5, bro.
Okay. Moving on to Varane. I'm gonna give Varane. You know what? He sweeped up really good. Really sweeped up really good. They didn't create many chances. They were missing their best attacking players. But I'm gonna give him a 6.5 for Varane tonight. What are you giving him, Jarvis?
I'll give him a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Bumbayo, what are you giving him?
I'll give him a 7.
Okay. Martinez gets 7.5 from me tonight. He gets 7.5. I thought at times he was so composed. He defended really well when people run at him. And yeah, he was the main guy that passing through the lanes, tried to find players. So I thought he played really well tonight, Martinez. 7.5 for me. So 7, yeah, 7 points. What did I say? 7 or 7.5?
7.5. But you're spot on, Nordin. I totally agree. You're right.
What would you give Martinez tonight?
7.5.
Bumbaye?
We'll go with I won't ruin. I'll stay true to form of you guys. I was gonna go with 8, but we'll go with 7.5.
8, okay. That's okay. That's okay too.
Okay, somebody's giving my notice. Luke Shaw. I thought at times he was a bit shaky. He was a bit shaky at times. At times he gave the ball away, but overall he was a lot better performance than at Anfield. So I'm gonna give him a 6.
I will give him 6.5, maybe a 7, because of his set pieces. They are really improved this season, and his corner, the one to Bruno's header, that was incredible. That was like flat in hard with a little bit of curve. So beautiful corner. Yeah.
Okay. Some people are being really harsh in the comments here. I'm moving to midfield. Casemiro. I thought Casemiro didn't really play that well. He played better in the second half, but the first half, I thought he was overrun a little bit. I did think that Fred left him alone. Fred was like the high pressing number 10 at times. But I'll give him a 6.5, and I'm being generous. Casemiro. What are you giving him? Jarvis.
I'll give him a 6.
Okay. But what are you giving Luke Shaw? Sorry, what are you giving Luke Shaw?
I'd give Shaw a 6, and I'd give Casemiro a 6.
Okay. Yeah. 6. There we go. Some people are giving Shaw 6.5. Fred, I'm gonna give him a 6 because to me, as a professional footballer, when Man United are in really good positions, I want you to get the passes right. I don't want you to get the 20-yard passes right. So for me, he gets a 6. But some people, if you want to give him 6.5 for the hard work, he run about, he battled. I thought his attitude was brilliant. So, okay, I'll give him a 6.5. I've talked myself way into it. But his quality on passing was horrendous. Absolute dog. Absolute dog. We could have scored more goals if we got a player there who's got a bit more quality passing, because we could be through. Go ahead, Jarvis. What are you giving?
Freddie, his passing is sloppy at times. He tries, he works hard, and he creates chances and gets in good positions to score goals. But he always lacked a little bit of the extra quality to be a top player. But I give him a 6 today. 6.
Bombay, what are you giving Fred?
6.
Right. Bruno. I'm going to give Bruno. You know what? For the second half performance, I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him an 8 because I thought First half, first 20 minutes, he was all right. But when they got into it, he struggled. Second half, I thought he was the best player on the football pitch in the second half.
Yeah,
I'm going to give him an 8 because it takes a lot of character to come back from all the abuse and all of that. People were calling him like they couldn't even look at him, and I'm like, I don't care. You don't even support United. Bruno hype. Some people don't like Bruno. Some people 7. Big up Claire. Lots of love to our Claire. Top moderator, United Real Therapy. #1 moderator.
Yes,
in this space. So big up to our Claire grafting in for the therapy army. Absolute love to you. Bruno, an 8. People saying Bruno hype. We're not talking about Bruno whatever game. We're just talking about for him to come back from that heavy criticism. Some people are saying 7.5. Yeah, no problem. Some people are saying 8. Some people are saying it's hyped. But for me, and to score tonight, he took the header. I thought brilliant header, brilliant shot, brilliant cross by Shaw. I thought the character. I'm giving him 8 because of the character. He showed. You see, De Gea didn't come out and show character tonight. He was a bit unconfident. Diego Dalot didn't show that much character. Bruno did, and as a captain, he did that. Some people say he could have got sent off because there was a red card. He went in hard on the goalkeeper, but it is what it is. Verkos, what are you giving him, Jarvis?
I'll give him a 9. He was
He's your man of the match.
Good. Yeah. But he missed a couple of chances and all that. But I like him. He's starting to growing on me. He was really doing well today. So I give him a 9.
Okay. Yeah. Well, solid 8. What are you giving Bruno Bombaye?
No, I'm just going to revise it. I'm going to give Fred 6.5. I'm going to give Bruno 7.5. I'm going to give Weghorst an 8.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Marcus Rashford. I'm going to give Rashford a 6.5. I thought he took his goal really well. I thought at times in the first half he should have done a better pass. But you know what? His attitude was good. I was right close to him in the second half where they were shooting. He was right down my side in the corner, near the east stand. So I could see him. So you know what? I'm going to give him a 6.5. They took the goal brilliantly. Some people might give him a 7. What are you giving Rashford tonight, Jarvis?
I'll give him a 7 because of the goal. That was a beautiful goal. He was like hammering it down in the goal. So I give him a 7. But he's a little bit too aggressive on the lines. He's always a little bit of offside and stuff like that. So he needs to find the right rhythm. He wants it too much, in my opinion.
Yeah. Anthony, what are you giving Rashford tonight, Bombaye?
7.
A 7. I'm going to give Anthony 6.5. I don't think he had a brilliant game tonight. I thought he was greedy at times being at the game. But his goal was a wonder goal. It was a worldie. And for that, he gets a 6.5 from me. Yeah. What does he get from you, Jarvis?
Well, it's a difficult one because sometimes he's brilliant and sometimes he's terrible. He as you said, he was greedy. He had one time he tried to chip it over the keeper and he could just pass it and to three players who was open on goal. So he probably didn't see them, but he was too greedy, and he needs to improve that part of his game. So 6.5 is probably the right for me.
Bombaye, what are you giving him?
No, I give him a 7.5 tonight. I take everything on board that people said. We know what it is, but I thought this evening he did keep going at them. He did put a shift in. He did stretch them, and he pressed them well. And he got the goal as well. It was a critical goal. It was a great goal. So 7.5 for me.
It was a really important time for Man United to score. Big up Craig Welby. We're not seeing you around here a bit lately, mate. Big up to you, brother. Big up to you. Yeah. Okay, you're giving him a high score. Some people are saying a 7. Wan-Bissaka gets 7.5 for me. I thought he was brilliant tonight. He only played one half, but I thought he was brilliant. His energy, his defensive. To be fair, as a team, we got better in the second half, but he contributed to it, large part of it. How much you giving him?
7.
A 7. Bumbai, what are you giving Wan-Bissaka tonight?
Give him a 7.
Okay. People, make sure you tune in tomorrow at 12 o'clock. 2 o'clock, is it UK time, Malcolm? For the match reaction. Make sure you hop on. There you go. People, go and check out Malcolm's channel, man. We're all here to support people who are starting out. We all started out, at some place. So make sure, please, you go and subscribe to Malcolm Kalisa's YouTube there. The link is there. Go and check it out, people. I'll press that at the end. Anthony, 7.5. Another tricky guy to work. Great short curl. Net. Marlon, 6.5. That's it. Who else came on? Sancho. I thought Sancho 6.5. I give Sancho 6.5. What are you giving him, Gravis?
Yeah, he was lively. He was lively when he was on. So 6.5, 7. Maybe I give him a 7.
Okay. Yeah. Bumbai, how much you giving Sancho?
I'll give him a 6.5.
Okay. Pellegrini, Gravis, how much you giving him?
Oh, for me, he was almost man of the match. So I give him well, if I gave Vegas 9, I have to give him a 9.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna have to watch the game again to see the highlights.
Maybe I'm too generous, but I really like
it's what you feel. It's what you feel. It's what you feel. Lilas, that you're taking the biscuit now. You're having a laugh. Honestly, I don't know what you've got against Sancho, but you're having a laugh. Sancho at 7. What I liked about it, Bumbai will tell you, to see the crowd, the whole stadium try to encourage him. He's getting Sancho, Sancho, Sancho. You heard that a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Pellegrini 8, Pellegrini 8. Sancho at 7, Pellegrini 7, Pellegrini 8, Pellegrini 8. Yeah. Pellegrini only played for a while, so lol, it's 5 from me. Yeah. Pellegrini, that lad there's a player in there. Yeah. There you go. What are you giving Eric Ten Hag? I'm gonna give Eric Ten Hag a 7 from me. He gets a 7. I'm not getting too good. I'm not getting too excited. Southampton on the weekend is going to be a tough game. So I hope that he gets them energized and get them going again for Southampton on the weekend. Jarvis, what are you giving Eric Ten Hag?
Ten Hag, yeah, you were right about the team. He played the same team as against Liverpool, and that was good because he made a conscious choice to don't make any scapegoats. He was giving everybody a fair chance to revenge themselves. Yeah. So just for that, he gets a 7. But and he did some good subs with Wan-Bissaka and Pellegrini, and the second half was really good. So 7.5 maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Bumbai, how much you giving Eric Ten Hag tonight?
I can't give Pellegrini because I left just as he was coming on, unfortunately. I wish I'd stayed now. We needed to get home. So I can't give him a rating. Eric Ten Hag gets an 8 for me. It's not always about, for me, the team that you're playing. It's about the situation. So first of all, when I saw the same team, I liked that immediately. Very good decision. Also, not only not to scapegoat, you know what? Go and get the redemption. It's a good test. We're at home. It could be a pressure because you're playing in front of your fans. It could be nervy, but you know what? He put them out there. They stuck together. After a dodgy first half, he did obviously something at halftime. We came out a different team, and we would have settled for maybe 2-0. We were saying, we got a result that effectively finishes the tie, unless a disaster happens. So for all these things, I go for an 8.
Okay, for me, he gets a 7. Nothing. Nothing. The only thing that's gonna get me away from that humiliation, wipe it off my mind, for pure forgiveness for this team is if they win the FA Cup. That's a challenge I've laid down for him. I will come out and do a video at the end of the season because then in Liverpool's greatest season with the greatest team in their history, they only won those 2 trophies. And Eric Ten Hag then would have won just the same as that with the greatest Liverpool team in history. So I'm going to have to wait and see. I'm going to have to wait and see for that. But that's how they can avenge. Big up to all the therapy army. Big up to every one of you. Big up to Malcolm. Let me just show you his channel again. There you go. Go and check it out. Malcolm, it's going live tomorrow. Big up to Malcolm. Lots of love to him. Big up to Jarvis. Big up to Bumbaye. And Bumbaye, I'll send you a link if you want. If you want to watch the game again or watch the last 10 minutes at least, I can send you a link. Let me know.
Yeah, let's do Pellegrini.
Yeah, listen. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Jarvis. Thank you, Bumbaye, for jumping on. I'm absolutely soakingly wet. My helmet is here. It's still wet. You can see it. I was still rain. I got battered by hail, by sleet, snow. I had to cycle on the curb so slowly. It was the worst thing with the whole wind blowing right back. I should have got here in 10 minutes. I got here nearly 25 minutes, half an hour. So it was very dangerous to cycle to the stadium tonight and back. But I went there. You can hear that I've lost my voice. I gave it support. That's what I did. And that's all you can do as a United fan. And for that, I'm going to give the crowd quickly. I'm going to give the crowd 8.5. 8.5 the crowd tonight. I thought the second half we got into it, but 8.5. What are you giving them, the fans tonight, Jarvis, in the stadium?
Well, the fans, on TV, we heard the Betis fans really loud.
Yeah.
But what happened in the stadium?
Yeah, there was some
because
violence.
They didn't show anything on TV.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was ugly scenes, man. You never want to see that in the football. A lot of them got arrested. Some of them were taken out and dragged out. So it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening.
Mm-hmm. But they could hear it. Yeah.
What are you giving the fans tonight on Bumbaye?
Well, you know me, I am seldom at Old Trafford, but I'll just go with an 8.5. You know better than me.
Second half, I thought the second half, supporting players like Bruno and Anthony and everything else and Workhorse. I thought Workhorse got the biggest cheer. His goal got the biggest cheer tonight.
Yeah. It was a great. We were willing him where we were sat. We were just willing him to get that goal. He deserved it, and when it went in, we did the route.
Saeed is a proper monkey, though. I've got 100 different million layers. I've got Glazer's out scarf wrapped up. Go and check out Saeed TV for the match reaction as well. I hijacked Saeed's match reaction. I hijacked it. I gave him a little bit of a joke in there saying David De Gea wasn't that bad and that. The wind, it was the wind. I did a club on Saeed TV. Go and check it out. Go and check out Saeed's match reaction, Saeed TV, across all social media. Honestly, I was absolutely freezing cycling back. Saeed's like that. And you know what? Tonight, Saeed had 2 layers. He had 2 layers, and he was like, I'm like, he's a proper mankin. Absolutely. He's like, it's all right. Saeed's definitely one of the lads. He's one of those, get your belly out for the lads. That's what he is. If United would have scored 7, he would have took off his shirt tonight. He would have been like that in the stadium.
You know what? He'd look good with the Newcastle crowd.
Yeah. Still on the coach back to Birmingham from the match tonight. Could easily won by 8 goals tonight. Big up Vincent. Sorry we didn't see each other, brother, but love King. Big up. Lots of love, man. Big up to every one of you. And I'd like to thank everybody that's come on tonight. Tom, please make sure you check him out. Tom Journalist 1. And I've put it on here. Jarvis Cocker. That's the main name. At Bowler 77. And then Bumbaye, you only ever see him here. You see him at Old Trafford now and again, once in a blue moon. And you're only getting him in here. He doesn't do rest of social media. You only ever see him on here. But win, lose, draw, Glazers out, Bankers out. Big up to the United fans singing Stand Up If You Hate Glazers. A lot of anti-Glazer chants and 100% sale. I'm going to watch maybe the second half of that game. And take care, people. And I'm going to have to rest my voice. And my heating is on full blast. I'm going to get in bed, man. I think I might have a warm shower first to warm up because I'm still cold. But love and light. What's the temperature tonight, Jarvis? Here it's like 2 or 1 in Manchester. What is it in Norway?
-10.
Ah! Jarvis is just wearing a normal t-shirt. -10.
Mm-hmm.
-10.
And it's been snowing all day.
It's been
Jarvis, I went and bought, just for tonight's game, on 2 degrees, I went and bought wool socks. So now you say -10, I feel embarrassed.
That's crazy, Jarvis. That's crazy. That's how many hours of daylight did you have today, Jarvis?
Well, now the sun is back, so now we have regular days. So now everything is good.
Okay, spring, yeah?
Yeah.
Spring. Big up everybody. Win, lose or draw, Glazers out, Bankers out. Well done to Eric Ten Hag and the players. I'm glad that he played them all tonight, but he was a better formation. And Bruno, for me, I thought was brilliant. Jarvis' man of the match is Pellegrini's got 2 minutes and Workhorse. Bombay, who's your man of the match again? Mine was Bruno. Who's your man of the match?
Do you know what I'm gonna? I'll go
Hurry
with.
up.
Do you know what? I'll go with Weghorst.
Okay, there you go. Lucas, he got his goal at Old Trafford, finally. So congratulations to him. Take care, people. And we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you for the preview for Southampton, Man United Southampton. Take care, people. Smash a like on the video. And those of you want to follow me on Twitter, go and check out my video. I did a video before the game on Twitter, and the video didn't load till after the game. Bloody no absolute Wi-Fi anywhere around that stadium. It's crazy. It's disgraceful. Bloody Glazers. Bloody Glazer ownership. Take care, people. Good night. Win, lose, or draw. Bankers out, Glazers out always. Peace.
Good night, guys.
Decent bounce back. But they need to follow it up with a win against Southampton and Fulham and win the FA Cup. Then I might forgive them. Good night.